In our final video between International Master Andrew Brown and International Master Moulthun from the Round 5 game in the Australian Open 2013, Black has just played the move Bishop c3. White has a completely won game. However, it still requires certain accuracy. What would you play here in response to Black's last move?
A3 is certainly going to trap it, I think. And if you're forced to play not, maybe he wants to play, well, at least Moulthun, what he's saying to himself, he's thinking, the rook's on A7, if I get it on C7, if I play Bishop C3, it'll be protected by a rook. So he's got some idea of how to save this bishop. A3, excellent move. You're really putting the question. Now B4 is a threat. If B4 gets played, Queen D2 drops. So imagine B4 pawns played here. You're forced to sacrifice the bishop for the pawn because the queen's attacked and the bishop, and you've broken the communication between the defender and the attacked piece. So this is a real threat, B4. You haven't really got time. Moulthun's rook A7 is an interesting move, but he hasn't got time after A3. A3 gains the tempo again. It doesn't look like it, but it stops rook C7 from being played because B4 will win the piece. What does he do? He plays Bishop C3 anyway. Makes sense? Alright, he's trying to at least stop the queen from attacking the bishop. And for the time being, this bishop's attacking the rook. But I think it's just too late. I think here B4 will just win material. B4 attacking the queen. Where's the queen going to move? If it goes to A4, I could probably even just chop it off straight away and play something like Queen A4, B takes A4, not Rook C1 because of Bishop B2, but maybe just Rook A2, Rook C7, Rook C2, and that bishop's going to eventually be lost to Rook C1 probably. Remember that the Rook on C7 will be pinned along the C file as well, and the engine's giving it 4.85, so this game's just totally lost now. The queen went back to B6, and I think that's announcing game over. Okay, so how to win the bishop? Oh, Rook A2, Rook C1's a direct threat, but I don't like Bishop B2. What's the computer saying? It's saying Rook C1's winning. Actually, the computer's completely right. Computer's completely right here. Rook C1 is the better move. And to understand, we have to move just one more move deeper after Bishop B2. There's the one mover, Rook C1, Bishop B2. There's the double attack by the Bishop A3 and Rook C1. But if we can move the Rook with tempo, which is what happens, then that Bishop's going to be trapped. And in fact, this move is the final end of the game. We see the Rook on C6 traps the Queen on B6. Well, it attacks it, doesn't trap it. The Queen's only got 2 squares, 1, 2, 3 squares where it doesn't immediately lose it. Say Queen D8 or something, like it's Queen D8, B7, which isn't safe, and B8. All the squares are pretty bad. And the key thing is that after the Queen moves, there's no attack on the white pieces. So the move Queen B3 is the threat. Queen B3 is the threat. And we'll look at the variation. We can see that Queen D8. Look, geez, he's saying after Queen D8, White should play Queen D2. I might just have a quick look at this variation. Queen D8, even though the game ended here, so Queen D8. But see, you can see Queen B3 is the second move. It's just good too. I'd just play Queen B3 in a flash here. I think it'd be fine. But it's saying Bishop D2. If the bishop takes Queen D2, if the bishop takes on A3, then Rook A1, and it's still trapped anyway. So you're not going to lose too much sleep over such a move. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the game. It was a very brief game, and I think Andrew Brown just played very sensibly. Some strong moves, played according to the principles of chess, just developed his pieces nice and safely, and Moulthun left a very lazy tactic on with that Knight D5 move, and this just cost him the whole game, one game. So in the opening, that standard kingside castling, which just looks like a normal move, before you make such moves, you've always got to be thinking about what your opponent's going to play next, and don't you know, it was just after that move, kingside castling, the tactic was on. Andrew Brown saw it. He took his chance and ran with it, and the game was just lost. So that one move of concentration, which shows that, you know, you never take a move for granted. Always think about what your opponent's going to do before that move. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the game, and this will be up on YouTube. And please leave comments on what you think of the game. Good night.